We're back. Sorry I was unable to return to the stream yesterday. I went to I went to my doctor's appointment that was at the hospital as I'm running the casino right now, and I thought that I would be 30 minutes because that had been kind of like the typical doctor's appointments that I've had so far, and I figured I would be back within an hour at most. And then started describing my symptoms to the doctor, and she was like, "Oh, we're gonna admit you to the hospital this afternoon because this sounds like really serious, and we want to make sure we get this checked out as soon as possible." And I swear to God, I don't know, I cried like 3 times yesterday. That was the first time to hear after a week and a bit of trying to impress upon doctors that, I know I look like Superman right now. I've been putting in a lot of good work on the Peloton. But, I feel like complete garbage right now, and, here's the visual evidence of it. To have this, 60-year-old Polish lady be like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna admit you to the hospital immediately. This looks pretty bad." I was like, you are my guardian angel. You might save my life. And then so that, I don't know, that was around 11. By the way, what kind of psychopath do you have to be to bet on doubt in this situation? One of history's great villains? You hearing what I'm saying on this run, and then you're like, "I'm betting that you're gonna lose this one"? That's just ignorant. That's personally and morally insulting. I don't know what to say about you. The odds, though. All right. Plus, we got Cricket's head. Don't be a fool, okay? I'm not here for your points. I'm here for the bank's points. Your points are federally insured or whatever. Hey, Esri Ez, thanks for the gifted subscriptions. Thank you. So yeah, I took some blood tests, and I don't want to rag on the staff, okay, but I don't think that I got first pick of the when I was giving my blood test. I don't think I got first pick of the phlebotomist or the nurse that was doing the bloodletting, because first off, she printed off all the stickers for my blood test order, and there were just I knew they were running a lot of tests, but she had I don't even know, 40 stickers. I was like, there's no way they're taking 40 vials of blood out of me. It seems like she set something up wrong in the system, or double printed them or something like that. Anyway, and she had so many stickers, she was getting confused. She's like, "I don't really know, we're gonna have to poke you 3 times," and I'm like, "That's fine." And then she's like, so she was talking about how they were gonna have to poke me a few times, and then she came out with 2 cups. And she was like, "So I'm gonna need you to poop in this cup, and we're gonna give you some tongs, and you can use the tongs to scoop up the poop and put it in this one, and then in this one, you're gonna poop, but you could use different tongs for this one." And I was like, I thought I was just getting my blood taken. Nobody's really telling me where we're going at this one. And then you start coming out with 2 cups anyway. So we handled the cup situation. Don't worry about that. Then she poked me in one arm. I don't have a problem with needles or anything. She poked me in one arm. Oh my god, I'm so stupid. Took my blood, and I was like, "That's fine." And then she's like, "Okay, we have to take a little more blood, so we're gonna take it from the other arm this time, because it's a different apparatus that they were using, I guess." So she tourniqueted my left arm, and then found a vein, and she was tapping on it. And then she inserted the needle, and no blood came out. So she started rotating the needle inside of my arm, and still no blood came out. And she said, "Oh, sorry, sir, that's not a vein, that's a tendon." And I said, "Oh, that's okay, no big deal." I mean, at this point, I was still I want to get every test that they could possibly run on me. I wasn't actually that put out. I mean, I'm being sincere when I say I don't get grossed out by needles or the blood aspect of it or anything. So I was just like, this is going to be a great anecdote. Did it hurt? Yeah, like a little bit, for sure. Anyway, then after that, I had some blood taken. I had a CT scan for the first time in my entire life. Which I always thought like a CT scan was like very, I thought the standards for a CT scan were like very rigid. Like I thought you weren't allowed to have like any metal on your person at all. And then they just tell me like that's an MRI. Well, like what? I don't know, man. I was just getting like freaked out because they were like, "Is your belt metal?" And I was like, "There's some metal on it." And they were like, "It'll probably be fine." It's just things you don't want to hear before you get into like a machine that's like the size of an entire room. And then I said, wait a minute, I have my phone in my pocket, is that okay? And then they said, okay, well, you know what, we're just gonna pull your pants down to your ankles, and as long as your phone's in your pocket, it'll probably be fine. They were getting a whole lot of mileage out of the word probably that did not serve to make me very comfortable as a patient. Whoo! Anyway, the good news is my phone is still fine. And then I just sort of like waited around for a while. And then my doctor called me and was like, hey, we got back some of the blood tests and I think you're right. There definitely appear to be signs of infection. So I'm going to give you some antibiotics. And that was like the second time I cried on the day. By the way, Marquitos Besquitos. Thanks for the gifted subscriptions, by the way. Thank you. Because it felt like... it just felt like being heard by a medical professional for the first time in this whole ordeal. I mean, I understand why doctors can't just, like, take you on face value when you come in. And I'm like, I have a... You know, I don't go in and describe what I think I have. I go in and I describe my symptoms and try to lead the doctor to the conclusion that I've already gotten from WebMD, the way God intended. But we finally came to a shared understanding, and that felt pretty good. Yeah, we don't know precisely what it is yet. And again, I don't want to put the whole system on trial. The stool sample that I submitted on June 29th is still awaiting results. So, you know... I'm not suggesting that the people at the laboratory are lazy, and that's like I don't think there's like they're having a bunch of like pizza parties or something like that. Well, my cups are just sitting there in their refrigerator or whatever. But like, I was kind of hoping that, you know, within a week they would get the results back or whatever. But I guess they got a lot of other stuff going on, which is fine. Through this, I mean, I'm actually a little scared for my family doctor because I've gained a little bit of strength back even after only like 2 doses of the antibiotics, right? Like I'm starting to feel like the little ember of my personality that was still alight inside of me is starting to grow again. Like Mike during the fire making competition on Survivor 42, I'm starting to feel it. It's picking up some twigs and some loose driftwood and stuff like this, some flotsam and jetsam. I'll probably roll you. We'll see. And I've said this, I apologize for I mean, if Bear's still here, I already went off on a rant on this in the Discord. I feel like I need to have a conversation with my family doctor and say, so like without being too rude, like, what are you for? And I mean it, again, I'm asking in good faith. But like, when I call you because I'm sick, your front office tells me that I can't have an appointment for 4 to 6 weeks because you're fully booked up. Okay. Well, first off, that fucking sucks. I'm not saying you should be working like 26 hours a day, 7 days a week, but that certainly seems like you can't really be like, you know, the standard of care that you would expect from a physician is very difficult to have there. If I can't see you for 4 to 6 weeks, like what do I then come and see you about? Only things that are like largely symptomless but could lead to, you know, serious complications in the long term. I've been to the emergency room slash urgent care slash admitted to the actual hospital 3 times in the past 8 days. As a result of that, she was like, hey, we can fit you in for a telemedicine appointment at 9 a.m. on Thursday. And I was like, do you have anything earlier? And then they said, no, if you can't make that, it'll be another 4 to 6 weeks. And I was like, okay, fine, I'll take 9 a.m. Thursday. But like, if the only reason I was even able to get an appointment yesterday was because I was on like a cancellation list. And, somebody canceled, and I was like, yes, I will 100% like fuck up my whole day to take their appointment. If I hadn't had that, I don't know, man. Like I don't know if I was gonna be in rush hour 3. I would at the very least I was gonna have to go back to the ER and be like, you know, hey, hello, I think I'm dying. I think I like immediately need some antibiotics, and I know you're not gonna believe me, but hello. So like, I don't know, as of right now, I like my doctor. It's not really like my doctor that I'm mad at, but like I do want to talk to her and be like, so what are you like, what is the proper use case for like a family doctor right now? Like, I'm happy that we have a place for our daughter to get her routine vaccinations and stuff like that. But apart from that, I feel like you're just there so my wife can get pamphlets on like grief counseling after I die from sepsis after being medically neglected. Like, I otherwise don't really understand what role you're serving in this system right now. Fine. Dude, that's the 3rd time I've said that exact joke about the grief counseling pamphlets and the sepsis. I tried it in a group chat. I got no response. Maybe people thought it was too macabre. I tried it in the Discord. I got no response. Maybe people thought it was too macabre. Or maybe they were like, oh, he's so pretentious. He knows what sepsis is. Finally, it found its audience. I had confidence that this joke had some legs. Even though it's not really a joke. I felt like I was, like, again, without being too rude, I was like, this can't be the way that they, like, designed the system. I, like, call my doctor's office. Hey, I'm urgently awaiting the results of some stool samples to see what kind of bacteria I have so I can get life-saving antibiotics. I was wondering if the results have come in. Oh, I'm just the administrator. I legally can't talk about your results over the phone. Okay, cool. Can I talk to my doctor then? Oh, no, she's booked up for like 4 to 6 weeks. All right, well, I guess I'll fucking... Where should they send the death certificate then? Like, I don't understand. I'm glad to have my privacy respected, don't get me wrong, but at the same time, I also need to receive the results of this test, or I'm not gonna be in rush hour 3, man. It's crazy. Can't you just waive those rights? Yeah, but I guess, like, unless we're on FaceTime, how do they even know I'm me, right? Like, I'll be like, yeah, I waive those rights. I might be the damn hacker. Yeah, I have... It's actually pretty modern. I have an app now from the British Columbian government that allows me to see all of my, like, medical records. So I can actually see, like, the results for my tests. But the tests... well, I mean, like, if you want to get into the true farce of things, okay? Like, I signed up for the app on, like, Saturday to see if I could get the results. And then in order to actually verify my identity, you have to record, like, a little video where you look into the camera and then you say your full name and your birth date. And then you smile and then you repeat, like, a phrase that they give you, right? Hold on, this is a weird run so far. I'll take it. Let's do deals with the devil. So I did all that, and then they were like, okay, we'll have someone review your application as soon as possible. Please note, if you did it on the weekend, it could take up to 2 business days after that. And I was like, okay, I guess I'll just fucking die. All right, I'm not trying to say you should make people work on the weekends, but I am like, I had to jump through like 70 hoops just to get this damn stool sample result back. No one will talk to me for any reason, and now it's going to be another 48 hours before I can even see the results to begin with, because somebody's got to verify that I'm really me. And I swear to you that this is not a joke, okay? Once I got my identity approved so I could see my results on the app, it was like, hey, because you just got approved, it can take up to 48 hours to get all of your medical records like indexed into the app. And I was like, all right, I guess I'm just the only person in British Columbian history who's ever like gotten acutely sick. I guess everybody else just gets sick like really slowly and predictably. And they're like, oh, my tummy hurts. I'm going to sign up for like all this shit right now so that in 6 weeks when I really need the results, I can finally get them. Me, like an idiot, I was like, oh, I'm sick and I think I'm going to get better, but tomorrow I'm actually worse. So like, I think I'm going to sign up for this stuff. Oh, it's a Saturday. You go fuck yourself. Oh, you wanted to not die? Then why did you submit your stool sample on a Wednesday? Are you crazy? A Wednesday? After 11 a.m.? That means they're not even gonna touch the sample until Thursday afternoon. And then it's a long weekend, so everybody's gonna be taking the Friday off for Canada Day, which means we can't even possibly look at your stool sample until, I don't know, fucking August. It's just, I mean, I'm justifiably, I think, like a little upset. And honestly, like, America, don't think that you're, like, getting out of this unscathed, okay? Because Americans are, like... And no offense, Bear Taffy. I'm not calling you an American when I say this. But in times of prosperity, America thought they had a monopoly on prosperity. They would legit, like, in, like, 1998, like, American people would say stuff to you like, hey, do you guys have, like, electricity in Canada? We'd be like, yeah, we got electricity up here. I know. We're pretty much, like, almost the same country. But now that, like, shit sucks, they also think they have a monopoly on misery. And it's kind of equally annoying, quite frankly, because you can never complain about anything without someone in the United States being like, well, at least it didn't cost you like $10,000. Well, that's true. At least it didn't cost me $10,000. But I did for a while think I was going to fucking pass away. So the money was like, don't get me wrong, it's nice that it was free. But the money was also like kind of a secondary aspect in my head where I was like, at least it didn't cost me $10,000. I don't know. I guess I'll have that extra money to spend on fucking corn dogs in heaven or something. Like, you know, things can sort of, you can have bad experiences like everywhere. Also, like, it's not about, I'm just like so annoyed. It's not about you. Like, I'm a dude that you like watching streams of. I'm sick in Canada and people are like, well, thank God you don't live where I live. And I'm like, okay, who asked? Did anybody mention that at all? Except you? No. Like, I don't understand why are you bringing it up? Hold on. Roll. Take this. I'm mad. Okay, roll me. Everything's half price. This is great. You know what? Roll me again. I'm upset. You know what? I should have known that. It's usually the same card again. I can get 7 cents worth of value out of this. Unfortunately, that did blow that up. Okay, dull razor. Compost. Not interested. Placebo. Is this the room with the huge pills? I can live with that. What the hell? So many pills. So anyway, like, that's that. And I don't know, you know, I do appreciate, I got a lot of people, holy cow, that were just, I mean, like, I think, in my opinion, they give sympathy the right way. which was like... Yeah, let's go back and get Birthright. They gave sympathy the right way, which was like, hey, hope you get well soon. And then I got a lot of messages that I like did not know how to interpret. For example, here's a message that's not nice to read when you're in the hospital, although I can understand why you might think it's nice to have written it. Hey, this man's videos have been a part of my life for 8 years. I don't know what I would do if something happened to him. Well, I appreciate that comment. I would be fucking dead, but I'm sure like it would be really hard for you to find like another Twitch streamer to watch. I'd be like, I'm gonna endeavor not to die for like my own personal reasons, but also simultaneously, like if it could, I'm not black ruining them. I mean, this is incredible. But also, I'm like, if I could stay alive so that you don't have to change like the YouTuber you're watching, that would be cool too. Pretty Fly. We don't need to duplicate that one. We'll just take him. Health down. Probably not going to duplicate that one. Speed down. Probably not going to duplicate that one. Health up. I would love to duplicate that, but that's the only one of those that's actually here. Luck up. Telepills to nowhere. Okay. Well, this was not perfect. At this point, if you die, we can just start watching videos from 2010. I think you've missed the point. Is that like when you're in the hospital and people are talking about the fact that like you might die, filtering it entirely through the selfish lens of like, oh no, I won't get fresh content makes you sound like kind of a, I don't even know. I don't know what, I don't want to use a word that I would regret using because of its severity, but maybe you have some sympathy for the fact that like I would be dying or you know, my family would be left without a husband and a father or something like that. That would probably be where it would start. Or some truly insane comments that are like, hey, and Biohazard 020, what a great name. Thanks for the gifted subscriptions. Thank you. You got me flabbergasted. I did a genuine spit take. Thank you. The other comment that showed up a lot where I was just like, I don't know, rolling my eyes was like, hey, NL, get well soon. I had food poisoning in 2017. Kept me in bed for 3 days, so I know what it's like. And I'm like, you don't... What is this, like... What existence do you have where, like, somebody gets, like, really sick, and you're like, you know what? This is a great opportunity for me to reciprocate with a story where I was not really that sick at all. I don't understand. That happened to my buddy Eric? Well, it happened to my buddy Eric, too. I'm just like... Oh, I'm stupid. Hold on. That was not a... We should have taken the tears up for sure. I mean, like, there was some moments, for sure, when I was reading the comments where I was like, this is like a damn living wake. And I was, like, pissed off. Like, I am not... reading these comments and I'm like, oh, I feel like appreciated. I'm reading these comments and I'm like, well, now I'm definitely not gonna fucking die because like 25% of people are insanely insufferable about it. Omnipotent Toad 90, by the way, thanks for the gifted subscriptions. Thank you. I'm like not gonna die out of spite. At least I'm gonna do my damnedest. I couldn't believe, dude, I was like losing my mind at the comments that were like, I've been watching this guy for so long. If he died, I don't know what I would do with myself. I'm like, I don't know what I would do with myself either, shithead. I'd be fucking dead, you idiot. Like, I get it, you know, you're filtering it through your own lens of like, how it would impact your life. That's fairly natural. But like, don't say it on the subreddit of a man who's still alive. Hey, the Pain Train, thanks for the gifted subscriptions. Thank you. That's not what I want to read. Having a damn CT scan at the hospital. Oh, man. It would be really hard for me to not have new Isaac videos if he died. I hope he stays alive for that reason. Thanks for the Thanks for the empathy. I really appreciate it. Hey, Nurik boy. Thanks for the gifted subscriptions. Thank you. Hold on. Watch this. This is why you don't need 2 of Hearts pills in this game. And Retromation, thank you as well. And Nintendo Tim. And then from this point, thank you so much, but just stop. Because now it's like I'm farming. I'm exploiting gastrointestinal distress for money. I got to explain it to the Canada Revenue Agency. Did you lose any weight through the whole ordeal? Well, that's... Dude, also, people were saying some fucked up stuff in the thread. There was like a week ago, I made a comment that was like... I looked at myself in the mirror on the way down to the parking garage, and I was like, buddy, you do not look good right now. And then, like, so many people in the comments were like, lol, you look like completely normal. Hey, Carl, thank you for the gifted subscriptions as well. Thank you. And then, like, in the thread, people were like, he's lost a ton of weight recently. And then the replies were like, holy shit, he looks like a fucking ghost. I was like, nobody was putting that shit in Twitch chat. In Twitch chat, everyone was like, lol, you look normal. On Reddit, people were like, he's so pale, he blends in with his damn wall. And I'm like, well, that's normal for me. It's also... I'm a genius. It's also funny because, like, I have lost weight. Like, over this ordeal, I've lost, like, 10 pounds. You know what? Red Stew kind of poggy with it. I think we could maybe just... Well, let's buy some stuff. 10 pounds is not insignificant. But, like, people were like, he's, like, wafer thin. It's actually scary. Then, I got weighed at the hospital yesterday. I'm 5'10", like 178. Like, I'm still kind of a unit, to be honest with you. Like, I'm not in danger of, like, immediately wasting away. Plan Z, get out of here! I mean, I'm 6'8", 199.9. Hey, yours truly, 9A7. Thank you for the gifted subscriptions as well. Thank you. Oh yeah, sorry, the whatever bacterial infection I have also took 10 inches off of my height, which is the truly tragic part. I was like, I've lost a little weight, but doctor, what I'm most concerned about is that I've lost 10 inches of height in the last couple of weeks. And she was like, oh no, what do you do for work? And I was like, oh, professional basketball center. And she was like, oh no. Well, get me out of here. Hey, Katie likes eggs. Thank you as well. Thank you for the gifted subscriptions. So anyway, yeah, like it was a funny day yesterday. It was, I mean, I'm just going to be honest with you. It was nice to get some actual sympathy from, like, the medical field. That felt good. That's about it. That's about all I got. How about Dan beating Melania? I don't say this to be rude. Like, it's a really impressive feat. But, like, when people are tweeting me, like, how do you feel about missing Melania? I was like, I fucking almost died, you idiot. You fucking dickhead. Like, I'm happy for him, don't get me wrong. I couldn't be happier, and it's very funny that, like, he said if we do it on this one, we'll, like, cure NL. And then I got a prescription from a real doctor for real medicine after he did it. That's hilarious. But when people are, like, up in your mentions about it, when you had, like... I mean, it's probably not fair to call it a near-death experience, but it sort of felt like... it was, like, attempt number 3 of, like, fighting for my life a little bit. We were like, well, how do you feel about Dan beating Melania? I'm like, I don't know. I feel like, yeah, 2 days ago, that would have been, like, an 8 out of 10. I would have been like, whoa, that's crazy. But the euphoria I felt when the doctor finally listened to my concerns and diagnosed me with, like, a bacterial infection that I've been trying to suggest that I had for 2 weeks, and then they finally gave me a medicine that's like harder to get than like a gun. Like that, the euphoria I felt when that prescription came through, it has fucked up the scale for any other thing that I could be happy about. It's like it was so far off the scale that like I can't appreciate anything else good that's happened because that is so good. It's broken the instrumentation. Then people, like, the whole subreddit is like, get well soon, get well soon. Hey, hey, Napoleon, by the way, thanks for the gifted subscriptions. Napoleon's not canceled, right? I can say Napoleon. He's like old enough that it's just like the things that he did that was bad, we just sort of look back as idiosyncratic instead of truly troubling. No, he's canceled? Okay, never mind. Fuck you. Thanks for the gifted subs, you damn tyrant. Okay. But like, half of the threads on the subreddit are like, hey, you know, as per Kate's tweets, NL's just been admitted to the hospital, get well soon. And then like some of the replies are like, damn, little Caesar really got to him. Rip. By the way, just kidding, get well soon, lol. I'm like, okay, when's your Netflix special come out? That's an insult because I think in the current state of Netflix, they probably would give someone who's not funny a special at this point. Hey, and barbecue sauce, thank you as well. Thank you. There was like oh no, I wanted squeezy. Somebody said like, I'm out of the loop. What did he get diagnosed with? And then the top comment was like rapid onset hair loss. And then like immediately below that, it spawned like a base level conversation on the role of comedy in society. Hey guys, stop with the downvotes. Just because somebody's being humorous doesn't mean they can't also be sympathetic to what NL's going through. And you're just like, I'm in the damn hospital right now. Can you just fucking chill out for like a day? Can you just chill out for 2 seconds? Hey, Brax too. Thank you as well. Like, why are you guys attracting so much attention? This is supposed to be my day. And you can't stop but attracting the attention. But then like also on the subreddit, like in between those threads, there'd be a thread that's like, hey, did he say when he's gonna play the Cuphead DLC? And I'm like, maybe I fucking wanna die, man. Oh, you're in the hospital. That excuse again. Okay, why don't you just say you're not gonna play the Cuphead DLC and then, you know, just say no and then I'll stop asking. Just kidding. Anyway, so like that was my day yesterday. Did they cure the baldness? Really good one. It's a hilarious joke. It's probably like the funniest joke I've ever heard. And get this, it's also the first time. And I would say, in spite of it being the first time, it's the most appropriate time I could possibly imagine hearing it as well. What humor school did you go to land such unbelievable punchlines at such impeccable times? I got another one for you. This one, you can use it for free in your Netflix special. Why is 6 afraid of 7? Because 7, 8, 9. That one's on the house. You could put that, I would say that's probably like a minute 20 sort of bit once you finish your 20 minutes of politically ambiguously riffing on vaccines and vaccine mandates and saying stuff like, you know, I joked though. It's been a crazy couple of years, am I right? I mean, like, this COVID stuff and the vaccines, dude, and like the one-way arrows in the Albertsons aisles, what? I mean, I'm not saying like one way or the other, like where I stand on it, but like, you remember they had those stickers on the ground where you would have to like stand in line and be like, what? But what about people who don't return their shopping carts? So, honestly, I've been just itching to go off on that. What the hell does Soul of Isaac do? I feel like we're about to enter like a nested nightmare with this Soul of Isaac. No, save Soul of Isaac for the chest, man. We're fine. We're fine. Hey, NL. In Canada, I saw a dude in a Canadian flag cape with a shirt that said, "Let's go, Brandon." Oh, yeah, we got him up here as well. There are a lot of Canadians who think that they live in the United States of America, probably because they consume American news media like 16 hours a day. We're sorry. That's okay. It's not really your fault, like, as a country. Yeah, we got Facebook up here as well. It's true. It is true. It is. You guys got electricity up there? I have nothing against the United States of America. Sorry, that's Bernie Sanders running the least inspiring campaign speech of all time. Judge Fudge 5131. Thank you for the gifted subscriptions. Can you imagine a candidate getting up there? I have nothing against the country in which I've lived my whole life. I could kind of see it. But, dude, you gotta take the Emperor here. However, there were times where I was like, bro, like, I'm just never... I mean, I gotta learn my own lesson. If I ever get sick again, which I would say is probably, like, unlikely, but if I ever get sick again, I'm never gonna tweet about it. Because, like, you literally can't be annoyed about the medical system in any country without people being like, well, you wouldn't believe how bad it is where I live, in New York City. And I'm like, okay, well, sorry that, like, I got sick outside of New York City or whatever, so that, like, sorry that I got sick in the country that I live in and am still sort of, like, you know, not having a perfect experience. I guess Canadians, like, for their whole existence, can never be mad or annoyed at their own standard of medical treatment because they should constantly be thinking about what it would be like if they were American instead. Like, it's illegal to complain about, like, my emergency room experience on Saturday, where I waited for 4 hours, and then a cool doctor came in and said, "Hey, bud, what's wrong?" And I said, well, I've had diarrhea for about 3 weeks straight and some other troubling symptoms. And he said, all right, don't worry, we're going to take great care of you. And then he came back in an hour and a half and said, well, I don't really know what's wrong with you, but we got you a referral for like a week and a half from now. So, like, if you're still alive by then, we're going to really get this sorted out. I guess it's not possible to complain about that because in the United States, I would have had the same thing and it also would have cost me money. So I know. Here's the thing. I thought that I was able to complain about, like, my own personal experience because I lived it, but I forgot you're only allowed to complain once you filtered it through your imagination and imagined how much worse it could be. Which I think is a great philosophy for progress, societally speaking. You know, instead of thinking how much better things could be like, wow, that sucked. But imagine if I had to run through a hallway full of broken glass before I saw a doctor. Jeez Louise, at least I didn't have to do that. Anyway, that's like most of my trauma dump, I think, got in that one, which is nice. Slash marker. That'll be Isaac 1. I'm feeling better than I thought I did, too.